Hello, I'm Adam Levy, the alcohol professor. I'm here with the great Pisco Porton man himself.
Adam, how are you?
Good to see you, Johnny.
To be here.
Good to be here.
Great to be here.
We're here in New York. It's December. You can't tell, but it's snowy and cold outside. But we're here to warm ourselves up. We're going to do a couple different interviews here with Johnny, and we're going to cover a couple different things. First topic we're going to cover is basically the Pisco Porton Portfolio, which recently won 4 medals in the New York International Spirits Competition. Very excited about that. 1 gold, 2 silvers, and a bronze. Of course, Johnny wants 4 golds, but that's always next year, right, Johnny?
Right.
Always next year.
Next year, 4 golds.
4 golds for Johnny
For
next
sure.
year.
There you go.
Thank
4
you.
golds.
So what are we tasting here, Johnny?
We're tasting Pisco Acholoado. In the world of piscos in Peru, which is really very interesting, how we've managed to create different types, different varieties, and different concepts of what pisco is all around. It's not one product; it's
Right.
a lot of products.
Correct.
Then you have the Mosto Verde category, which is the ultra premium category, which is Porton. They have the Piscos Puros, which are piscos that are distilled when the wine is completely dry, so you maximize production. Mosto Verde is distilled when the wine is still sweet. And then you have the Acholados, which is the blended ones.
Yes.
Puros are monovarietals, Acholados are blended, and then Mosto Verdes are these ultra premiums. In this case, particularly, Porton is both a Mosto Verde and an Acholado. So it is a blend of 3 different grapes.
Okay.
Right? Which, oddly enough and fantastically enough, the medals that we've won in your competition tribute or give price first to the assembly of the 3 piscos. Pisco Acholado won the medal.
Yes.
And then each one of the 3 piscos inside, or the 3 grapes inside Porton, won a medal also, which is really cool. I mean, it's fantastic because each individually wins a grape, and then
The right blend.
The right blend wins. Now, the beauty of this product is that it has several singularities, Adam. You realize first that it's made from wine and it's not made from pomace. It's not agrapa, which
Correct.
is why we have to take off the bat from circulation. The second, that it is distilled to proof, so there's no water added to regulate the alcoholic content in the bottle.
You're
right?
not cutting it down.
We're not cutting it down. It's not a vodka, gin, or rum, or
Right.
tequila. It's distilled to proof, right? And the third, which is I think very, very important, is that the norm does not allow us to change the taste or flavor profile of the product that comes out from the copper pot still.
Correct.
Small batch distillation, distilled to proof, no water added, and no wood. Why? Because we're looking for the grape. Like when you're tasting a single wine, a Cabernet Sauvignon, you'll recognize a Cabernet Sauvignon by its flower basket or
Correct.
aroma basket. Syrah, Malbec, each one has. Here, Quebranta has its own, Torontel has its own, Italia has its own, right?
Yes.
So you begin. In this case, we have the beauty thing of straw, right? Hay, green apples, pears, right?
It's a light fruit, floral.
Floral, a little bit of maybe a rose petals or jasmine, a little bit of that is from the Torontel grape. Citrus comes in from the Italia grape. And the volume, the structure, chocolate, bananas, come in from the Quebranta grape, right? So we are working that the beauty of the master, or the magic that the master distiller has to accomplish when we begin to blend is not to ruin a monovarietal
Right.
by mixing it with another. Because otherwise would you ruin a fantastic, beautiful pisco by mixing it with other piscos to make a blend. The blend has to be a maximization of the aromatic structures of the other 3. So the compound has to be better than the origin, right?
Yes.
Which is very
It
difficult,
has to,
right?
I think it's actually harder to do that.
It's more difficult to do that because you might be ruining a beautiful pisco by adding another one that is not that good.
Correct.
So when you begin to make a blend, you have to make sure that the 3 you're using are extraordinary piscos, right?
Yes.
Because it is a blend of piscos.
Put crapping in a crap out.
You're done.
Yes.
So in this case, we are tasting an 86 proof spirit, and this should be blowing the big hole in the nostrils, right? Because it is dynamite, but it's not, because it's very smooth. I think it's very well structured. That the balance, there has to be an equilibrium, a balance between the alcoholic strength of the product and the aromatics. If it's too aromatic, it becomes boring.
Yes.
If it's too alcoholic, you're finished.
Well, fortunately, too much alcoholic, you can't get your nose in there. You can't smell
put your nose
it.
in there.
The alcohol is going to overwhelm
It's
the
ruined.
nose.
The drink is ruined. The spirit is ruined, right? So there's got to be, and I imagine you as an alcohol professor, you've got in every spirit, we have the same thing in a vodka, in a gin, and a tequila. There has to be a balance between the alcoholic structure and the aromatic structure. It has to be complementary.
Yes.
Right? So it balances out. I think here it's very well balanced.
It is.
It's round, it's smooth, and the aromatics are coming in really nice, very clean. There are no off tastes, nothing. And the alcohol is clean. And in the mouth,
Lovely soft finish to it.
the smoothness, Adam, of 86 proof,
Yes.
43 degrees of alcohol going down your throat should burn.
It should.
But this is, if you would drink a tequila or a vodka at this temperature, room temperature, I mean, you would be having a little bit of a problem.
It's a harsher experience.
Yes.
I mean, obviously using the grape you're using, obviously using
The system, the Mosto Verde system of distilling, it makes that beautiful roundness. I always explain it a little bit like a liquid velvet, right? Something like honey or liquid velvet. I always say, Adam, it's sort of taking silver from the Andes Mountains, put them in bain-marie, and melting them and putting them in a crystal glass for our enjoyment, right?
threw a couple stills along the way, but it still makes it here.
A couple pots still down the way, right? But so this is what it is, right? It is a beautiful structure in the nose, and when we're drinking it out. But then on the other hand, when you're drinking a cocktail, it's adding a lot of structure. It's adding volume. It's a complexity. It adds to a cocktail. When you mix it in with anything you do, I always say, people, try a margarita with Porton instead of with tequila, and you're going to see the difference. Why? Because the origin of the spirit here is a fruit, a grape. It's not a vegetable. It's not a cactus.
Correct.
In the case of vodka, it's not grain.
Yes.
It's a vegetable.
Or potato. And
Or a
like
potato. Here, it's a fruit. So
Yes.
you're adding fruit, and you're not adding wood because this it's not a cognac. Although it's a type of a brandy, we want to explain it because
Yes.
it's distilled from wine, from grapes, and it goes through a copper pot still. But it's not a brandy. It's its own category, right?
Yes.
Pisco.
Yes.
It's its own category. A beautiful drink, right?
Thank you for your time.
Salud.
Cheers.